welcome Katie, our amazing stakeholder from the Catarangas-Allegheny BOCES, the regional funder in upstate New York. And we're very excited today to talk about rural district implementation, social emotional learning, and how you're looking at increasing awareness for rural districts. Welcome, Katie. You want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your role, your background?
Absolutely. And thank you for having me. I'm so excited that we've connected this year and I've been able to learn more about co-vitality. You've been a great partner in all of this work. And so thank you for that. I started out with BOCES about 15 years ago in our area. And again, we're in a rural area in Western New York. So my role as the community schools coordinator is to support districts on a district level in implementing practices, policies, tools that support the whole child and services. So I do anything from medical, dental, social emotional learning, professional development, suicide prevention, mental health. My background when I started at BOCES, I was the first school social worker that they had ever hired. And now our BOCES has over 22 school social workers. So that's amazing, awesome work. With that background now on kind of a macro level, working with the districts from a view above and helping them to implement certain things. And certainly co-vitality has been one of those things that we're here to talk about. And so I'm excited to do that.
I'm curious, going back to this macro level, would you say that it's a result, we have these mandates coming out, we've got this new legislation, lots of money for early childhood, for kids, for prevention, hopefully, and then also just dealing with the effects of this. Would you say that they're coming to you more because of that outreach and awareness and sort of these stakeholders who are all using this one tool, seeing its success, in addition to this increase in awareness? Or is there some kind of specific compliance, something in New York or for rural districts maybe that's causing that urgency and that they want to reach out to you and say, hey, how'd you do this?
Certainly helped make those connections and to be able to fluently communicate the strengths and the differences between some other social emotional screeners, which all districts right now are asking for those supports. And so now we have this amazing tool that I personally believe in and can see the value in. First of all, that it's a strength-based tool stood out to me right away. And honestly, the immediate feedback versus some of the other tools that you wait 3 to 6 weeks to get the data back, that stood out. And then also the evidence-based recommendations that come through for the teachers based on the data that comes out of either the student or the group of students. I felt like that was awesome too. And I haven't seen that in some other tools that we've looked at and other districts have been using. And so for me, that connection was huge in understanding the true value in such an amazing tool.
Now we've got this person, we're immediately helping these kiddos, but looking towards the future as we're planning and trying to integrate in our own MTSS, given our BOCES resources, what's your dream scenario? The best use of what they have already. I mean, we're talking about rural districts, we're talking about people that are making the best of what they have. They do have a lot and they have people who are willing to do a lot with that. So where's your head at with the best use of all this data if you had it your way?
Watching what my own kids have gone through COVID and other schools and other kids is some of the practices that things we're doing. I don't know why we're doing them. We need to use this as a time to reflect and assess, and can't learn if they're not okay. And this is a tool to kind of give us some insight. And then also building on their strength, connecting. This is a strength-based tool. I would love to see every single student have their own student learning plans, not just special education with IEPs. And I'd love to see kids with internships and work-based learning, project-based learning, doing exhibitions, getting rid of report cards, doing their own learning plans, connecting it to the curriculum with that support. So I've totally got a whole nother.
No, I love that. That's exactly what I wanted to get at, because really when we talk about this vision, people who see the value in our tool, people like you, passionate advocates, call them our champions, right? And that's not a word that we use as a buzzword. We don't use it lightly. People who see those parallels with our tool, those are all the things that we see and we're passionate about. I know it was a loaded question, but it's loaded intentionally because we really feel like that is where we can go with this. If at least this can start the conversation, right? And those words aren't falling on deaf ears anymore because, hello, it's coming from the parents. It's coming from all angles now. We can't ignore this. Hopefully it just snowballs and we have this big system that actually accomplishes those basic goals, which are making children feel like they're supported and that they're safe and healthy enough to learn.
Well, absolutely. And I would love to see districts using this tool, kids that are more on that tier 3, needing intense intervention, those kids that are being suspended often, are struggling with drug and alcohol or mental health, to have a resource center versus suspending them and pushing them out back into the community or home. They could come to this place, a safe place, an intermediary versus, oh, I'm going to send you into a special ed intensive program for $30,000, or I'm going to send you over here. Let's take a break. I dream for this program.
Everyone's saying they appreciate all the great work you do. We appreciate you do amazing work for New York. You really have brought this to a lot of places that wouldn't have otherwise had access, and taken it on yourself and on your team to push it forward and put that awareness out there. there. So thank you so much, Katie,
Thank you for your time, Maria, Dahlia, Katie Ann. It's always great to be with you.
We look forward to checking in with you and continuing on with this good work.
Take care.
You as well. Bye, Katie. Thank you.